Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Moon, Serena here. And it's me, Sailor Neptune, Sailor Seedworld, Michelle here. And today we're going to talk about, is there gatekeeping in a Sailor Moon followership? Is it even a thing? And the answer would be yes and no. But I'd like to say that sadly there is some gatekeeping in a Sailor Moon followership. It all started way back when DUANE first came on here, way back in 2008 YL, underneath Sailor Moon Red. And there were some folks that felt that he was besmirching Sailor Moon, that his take on Sailor Moon was not the same take of the Toei business, or Aldeling Niall Golding's business, or it wasn't even the take of the former Deke Glee, because by that time Deke Glee was owned by Cookie Jar Business, which is now owned by DMX, which is now owned by Wild Brian. Hell, and it wasn't even the Pioneer Glee take, which is Pioneer Glee is now owned by a Comcast now. Anyway, since his mindset, since his insight, his mind see, whatever you like to call it, wasn't the same, they would say, oh, you are besmirching Sailor Moon. She never said that, never did that. And then it would tell you that how your take on Sailor Moon, you were besmirching the show. Well, I don't know how I could besmirch the show, or why some folks would think that about DUANE. I mean, true, DUANE's take on Sailor Moon isn't everybody else's take. Yeah, he does borrow and foster from the Deep Glee Sailor Moon and a Pioneer Glee Sailor Moon world, which is tend to be either loved or hated by the Sailor Moon followership. And someone saying that. Now, if you think that his take on, if you think that's where the gatekeeping ended, you would be sadly mistaken. Now, years later, and this would be after the hacking, but before all the fake flagging and shit happened, someone else comes on, and she was saying that Sailor Earth and Ernest P. Worrell as Sailor Earth was a slight on Nako Takenchi. Well, it was never meant to be a slight on her or anyone. It was meant to bring Sailor Earth into Sailor Moon. And I know there are many Sailor Earths out there on Euro and whatever, but it was never meant to be a slight. And why she took it that way is beyond me. But even before that, she would get pissed off because she liked the Toei Sailor Moon. And this was before this is before the Viz Sailor Moon, so that was the only clean one you had at the time, or what they'll say. And then she would say things if she didn't like what we were saying, like if we said something about the Deep Glee Sailor Moon or the Pioneer Glee Sailor Moon, and we didn't say anything, and she didn't like it. One time she said, "Do you want me to unfollow you?" As if unfollowing someone on Euro is the worstest thing you can do. That was gatekeeping right there. Oh, she goes on to later on says she's sorry about it, and yes, DUANE did forgive her about it, but he still talks about this gatekeeping shit. Now, that's all done on Euro. That was over. But the gatekeeping tend to happen more on X, formerly Twitter. All right, you're right, Sailor Moon. You're right, Serena. When we got on Twitter, which is now known as X since the X business now owns it, there were some things that some folks out there need be not even know. So one time someone sends us a tweet, or what do you call it now, a tide, I guess. So someone sends that to us, and they say, stop saying those names. Say the right names. Well, in the deep world, in the Pioneer world, those are the right names. Those were the right borrowed names. And DUANE is sorry, but not sorry, that he's not calling them by their Daunish names. I mean, so sorry that my name is Michelle, a Frenchish borrowed name, you know, which is instead of being, what was her name? I don't know. I don't even know what my Daunish name is. I forget. But it's not needed. All right? And so sorry that Serena is called Serena and not Usagi. Sorry about that. Not sorry about it. But that was what someone wrote down. And that was the gatekeeping. You know. So, yes, there was gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership. It's not a flawless followership. It has its flaws, like any other followership of folks that like the same thing, you know. But at the end of the day, there were folks that, thought that they had the right, or at least they thought they had the freedom to tell someone what they could and could not do or talk about in the Sailor Moon followership. I mean, it is out there. I mean, a lot of folks will deny, they'll say it isn't, but it is. So at the end of the day, the gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership, it wasn't needed. And then my shoe came off again. Gotta put that back on. Well, you're right, Sailor Neptune. You're right, Sailor Zero. You're right, Michelle. The gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership was not needed at all. And the folks who did the gatekeeping, they know who they are. It wasn't needed. It was wrong. But not to worry, DUANE forgives you for what you said and what you did. He doesn't hold wrongs like some folks in this world who hold on to wrongs. So, if you want to see the film, what do you think about gatekeeping? Do you think it's a thing in the Sailor Moon followership? Did you get gatekeeped on too? If you want to see the film where me and Sailor Uranus, Sailor Skyroll Amara made her film earlier, then watch that film, and we'll see you later.